Welcome back, everyone, to the Complete Pineleaf, where last time we've been asked by Baradal here to speak with various members of this fine community to learn where Arwen's mother was abducted. Yes, we could start out with this man right over here, this suspicious villager.
Who are you, outsider? Why does that elf look at me like that?
I do not trust you. Go talk to the chieftain if you need something. Yes, he is most definitely suspicious. Whether he is, as in someone who suspects everybody and not in the other meaning of it. Now, this guy looks a little suspicious from his appearance, though he is, I guess, really a frightened villager.
A dwarf fort? Hey, there is one to the west, but you must not go near. The wilds are filled with terrible demons.
Many have lost their lives seeking treasures of dwarf make in that fort. Alright, so most likely that fort is exactly where we're going to have to go and fight these nasty demons or whatever. What about this superstitious villager? He might be superstitious of dwarven forts, for example.
Don't go into the forest. The Shadow Hunter will steal you away, and you'll never be seen again.
The shadow hunter. I would presume that's not somebody who hunts for shadows. Uh, Interesting hat. Alright, now let's go and find this chieftain or whatever the title is for the head of this village. Definitely a village elder.
I am Garson, chieftain of Arheim.
You come seeking information, but we have no reason to trust you. Help the village, and we will help you. That's a fair exchange. Well, whether fair or not, it's certainly a typical exchange. We will require an exchange of favors before we'll be able to get the information we need.
Very well. If they require proof of our noble intentions, they shall have it.
See if anyone in the village requires our aid. I will do my best to explain to the chieftain why I have come. All right. Well then, let us find out what anyone may need. Complete quests in Duskenvale. Does that mean that's what I need to do before I'll be able to continue on with this? Well, that'll take a little while, but I noticed already two are done for some reason. Maybe those were the two to get things set up here. Hello.
We hear tell of great deeds from far away, but danger is always near.
You wish to earn the trust of the village. Very well. As a people, we live off the land. Hunters who enter the dangerous wilds to feed the village are highly esteemed here. If you enter the forest and hunt deer for us, you may win the favor of the people. The woodfolk must really love venison because haven't I at least collected it once or twice before already?
Will you help us? There is always more to be done.
As you are preparing to enter the wild seeking the deer, you should hear of their protector. The story of a massive black hart known as Shawthurn has been passed down for what seems like many generations. He guards his herd jealously and is known to gore any who would dare hunt them on his massive crown of antlers. I have never seen the beast myself, but the elders swear he is out there. Hunt him at your own risk. Well, the odds that there would be a deer out there for many generations are virtually nil. So I am going to guess that this said there may be several generations of these. and that they become sort of the chieftains of the deer or something like that. I don't know. That's a possibility, maybe. Ingolfeld.
Our folk are tough and strong, like the trees of the wood.
Hello there. Have you come to help the village? I have a task for you if you're willing. Much of the nearby flora is valuable to us in one way or another. I think this is the truffle hunt. I'm low on two items in particular, reeds and moss from the nearby riverbank. The reeds can be dried and woven into blankets and mats. The moss can be soaked in medicine and applied to wounds. If you could gather some of both, I would be very appreciative. You can get to the river quickly by taking the path east through the hills. Perhaps the fishermen at the docks could also use your help. All right, talk to the fishermen. Okay, so that isn't the truffle hunting pig. All right, I thought that this was the village for that. I could be wrong. Now, where are these docks? Well, I guess they'll be in the direction of the river. What I needed to remember, though, is that the river was to the east of the village, not to the west. In the previous episode, I think I said something about there not being many wood folk on the west side of the river, and here we are in a village that is west of the river. I had completely forgotten that. Yes, one of the villages you work for is on this side. Now, the question is, are there any fishers at the dock? Well, there's my first bit of venison. I guess I might as well go after the deer while I have a chance, because I didn't find any as I was going from the village to this location. Probably because all the deer near the village were already hunted. Thus, the survivors have learned not to go near the village. Well, any sign of anyone on the docks? I think supposed to be looking for docks, right? Oh yes, the reeds. They're also near the river. Where else will you find reeds? But next to the river, and some moss. Alright, I found the reeds and the moss, but no sign of any docks anywhere around here. Maybe I misheard her or something like that. I suppose that's always a possibility. I decided to swim the river to the other side of the rocks to see if there was any moss or reeds over here. It says there are, and I see what looks like the docks. So I think I found them now. I suspect that I took the long way around in order to get here, and that I think one of them said something about a shortcut by taking the east path out of the village. Well, I should have listened to those words, because I took the long way about. Now, yeah, I see people fishing, and I see quest rings. I think that's going to tell me that this is where I was supposed to be going. Now let's head on down and find out who is here. Perhaps we can help this woman.
We hear tale of great deeds from far away, but danger is always near.
Hello, traveler. Can I help you? Well, I am not one to turn away free help. Plenty to do around here. See those fishing poles? They're baited and cast, just waiting for a bite. Why don't you go and check to see if there's any fish on the lines? Alright, fine. I will catch some river trout then. Oh, what else?
Our people survived, and our hardships made us stronger.
One other thing that you could do for me, since you're offering, is to check the crayfish traps. Crayfishing is even easier than normal fishing. You just bait the traps, leave them there for a couple of days, and come back to see if anything crawled into them. You can find the traps along the riverbank. Alright, fine. I will go and check that. So we'll start with these lines. And no fish there. There we go. Oh, caught a fish. I would think that you would maybe put a bell on them so that if you caught a fish, you'll ring it. But then I guess if you're already holding a third line, it'll be tough to drop what you're doing and catch the next one. Okay, there's two fish. And nope. Seems like about half of them didn't have fish on them. At least that's the way my luck has been going so far. There we go. Yeah, right. Alright, I could bring those back first. Looks like we've got some traps here. And I wonder how far these traps go. Pretty far apparently, because I'm all the way back to these rocks. And I suspect there are maybe even more beyond the rocks. Yeah, it's pretty far downriver. Fortunately, it led me to more reeds. So at least there is that. I found everything there is to find on the south side of the docks, but I might as well hand in the fish before I head on to the
Our
north.
people survived, and our hardships made us stronger.
Oh, aren't we the lucky one? I didn't peg you for a fisherman, Warden. Why don't you hang around with us some more? Maybe that luck will rub off on me. Alright. Ah, yeah, there is some moss right over there. The villagers have taken notice of my deeds. Well, that's good to hear. Now, let's just get some more moss. And I suspect check a few more traps. And we'll be done. I'm back with the crayfish.
We hear tale of great deeds from far away, but danger is always near.
Ooh, look at them wiggling in there. Good work. These will be delicious, fried up with some butter. There we go. Now, I'll just go and find some venison, right? Oh, this must be the road to the village that I missed earlier. That is not a deer. That's not anything approaching to be a deer. That is a defiler, and we don't want defilers in this area. Orcs are bad enough as it is. We don't need ones that are defiling the place while we're at it. Well, just deal with this one. And I hope that he hasn't been defiling the deer any. If I understand this properly, the stag we're looking for is on top of this promontory. The question is, how do I get around it? I'm going to assume I have to go this way, since it looks like the land is coming up high enough in order to meet it so that we could get up there. And I presume that is the area where the stag likes to hang out. But for now, I guess I will hunt any deer I find along the way so that I will have enough venison by the time I finish with the stag. It looks like we're starting to reach up to where the rocks are. I would presume that this will just wind around a little bit more. Yep, it does. So I'm going to guess that we should be running into the right area soon enough. But where would I be hiding if I were a stag? Probably not hiding, that's for sure. Hold on. What's this? He's running around. No wonder it's having so much trouble finding him. Alright. Quite a rover, isn't he? Ouch. Alright, I gotta be careful about this one. I see what they're talking about concerning those antlers. They could really toss a hobbit quite around. Maybe I should just hop on its back. We don't want the entire herd coming this way. Whew! Now, let's get back to town. I'm back with the reeds and moss.
What news have you for the Vales?
Inglefled carefully inspects the reeds and moss clumps that you've gathered. These will do nicely, thank you, Pineleaf. Since you did so well in that task, I have another for you. This one involves my portly friend here. Yes?
Who there?
Allow me to introduce you to my trusty partner, Noffer. He is a pig with a job, and he's very good at it, too. To the south, where the river bends, you will find a place where the wild boars lie around or wallow in the mud. The reason they do like this spot in particular is that we can be found beneath the earth. Delicious truffles. Yep, this is the truffle quest. The boars can smell them and know where to dig. We learned that pigs can be trained to find them as well. Noffer here is very good at sniffing them out. Why don't you take Noffer for a walk and see if you can find any truffles for you? I'll think on that. First, let me turn in the other quests. So, Bright Village for the truffle quest. It's just that I had to do another quest first. Alright, makes sense. Now, there you are. I did some hunting.
Will you help us? There is always more to be done.
Thank you, traveler. The forest has become dangerous and hunting is no longer safe. This venison will feed us for several days. I will tell the others how you bravely entered the wilds and hunted on our behalf. Oh yes, and how about this nice set of antlers?
Our people survived, and our hardships made us stronger.
You killed Scathern? The storytellers must know of this. They will tell the tale of your victory over that massive beast for your years to come. Alright, well now, let's see what Garcine has to say about this. As soon as I find her. I think this is one of the paths that I could take up there. All roads lead to Garcine, though eventually they may do a bit of winding first. Now, where are we? Here she is.
Our folk
Oh,
are
no,
tough
no,
and
no.
strong, like the trees of the wood.
Oops, wrong quest giver. Here she is, and the housecarl here too.
You have helped my people, so I will give you the information you seek.
The dwarf rune the elf speaks of must be Shathermanzu. It lies to the west. To find it, you must cross the territory of the Shadow Hunter. No one has seen his true form and lived. The few that have returned to us say that he is shadow itself, slinking amongst the trees. They describe huge glistening fangs and glowing eyes, and his children stalk the woods as well, terrible demons all. I understand the elf's missions, but be warned, you continue at your own peril. Well then, at first I was wondering if you were talking about old stories of Gollum or something like this, but shadows slinking among the trees and children and glistening fangs sounds like a warg pack to me. What do you say about hunting wargs?
Demons indeed. Superstitions will get us nowhere.
And perhaps the dwarf rooms is inhabited by orcs or the like, more likely wargs based on the descriptions, but it will not sway me from my charge. Prepare yourself. We will be heading west at once. Well, looks like no truffle hunting today.
Finish any other business you have in the village. Then we will head into the forest to find Shathor Moonzu.
Let us see if these demons are real. Well, she apparently wants me to take care of the truffles first. Well, we will take care of the truffles then, and at the same time, we'll then also head out into these old dwarf ruins when we return to the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.